Hey everyone, Danielle here. I am making this little video this is sort of like, I know we're a little bit past mid-year status right now, but I thought that I would do this little video to sort of check in on the status of all my whips right now. I'm not doing like a, here, let me show you all my whips thing, because I don't have the capacity to do that right now. Also, I want to reset my whip parade schedule to be on a beginning of year status or time frame. So what I wanted to do instead is these are cover photos of all of my active whips. And so I thought what I would do is talk about each one. If I have worked on it this year, I will put in on the screen how many stitches I've added. And if I'm still have yet to work on it, I kind of have an idea of when I will be working on all these. So, and if I have any immediate finishing plans, which I do for a couple. So with all that said, let's get started. So these are all my active whips. I have an photo album on my phone with the cover photos, but since Android doesn't talk to Apple, I went ahead and uploaded all those pictures into my Google Drive so that I could show them. So this is my oldest whip. If I know when I started it, I'll say so. That information is on a list that's on my phone, and I'm recording with my phone. But I started this in May of 2021. I call it Christmas Deer, but it's like one of those Russian or Ukrainian kits. Now, we're in an interesting situation with this whip. A couple Flosstubes ago, I talked about this. I have actually sent this piece off to a lady in Sweden who's going to stitch all the full crosses for me and then send it back, and I will do the back stitch. So I have not worked on this personally since the end of 2022. So it's been almost 2 years since I personally have worked on this, but it is going to get worked on this year. I actually think she'll have it done before the end of the year, and then send it back to me. So hopefully next year I can at least make good progress on the back stitch. I'm not gonna promise that I can get all the back stitch done, because I think that's gonna be daunting, but we'll see. So yeah, that's where this currently sits. I had done most of his face. And she actually just let me know the other day, like 2 days ago maybe, that she got it loaded up on the Q-Snap and got it all gridded and is ready to start working. So that's exciting. This is Transpride Tapestry by D's 20 Stitches and Uncanny Kari. There we go, that's better. I started this originally in June of 2021, but then I restarted it in June of 2022, so I didn't have very much from when I started. I believe I'm around 35% done, but I'll have it on the screen, my percentage done and how many stitches I put into it. I worked on it in June, and as of right now, I have these two flowers, this. So I have all these basically top third of the flowers done, as well as basically that much of the unicorn. Like, well, actually, I think the unicorn comes down to right here, right now. So yeah, still a lot to go, but I think my fabric is cutting it kind of close on the bottom. So I think I might omit the bottom flowers here and like cut that one off, you know, up here or something. So that might save me some stitches. We'll see. But yeah, worked on it in June. And like I said, I will have put on the screen how many I added and my percentage done. Okay, this one I originally started in July of 2021, but I did a restart of it sometime in 2022. Again, I did not have very much done when I restarted. I worked on it in April this year. It is a chart that's done by Charting Creations, but I don't give the name or the artist information anymore because of some cultural appropriation issues. And this is just a rendering of the part that I'm gonna stitch. And as of the last time I worked on it, I have most of this whale done. Like, I haven't done any of the white underneath the mouth, but other than that white there, most of this whale is done. And then a little bit of water is done. Like, these colors are done, and then I think I just, yeah. So, I mean, I still have a fair amount of water and whatnot, but yeah, worked on it in April, added some stitches. So, yeah. Next. Okay, this is the Nutcracker by RATM, and I have not worked on this year. In fact, I don't think I've worked on it since 2022. But I did plan to work on it last year, but then the Evertote Modern Folk Embroidery Roxy Flosco box totally derailed all my holiday stitching plans. So this year I do plan to work on it in November instead of December. And seeing as how this is my only Christmas whip, besides the deer, I hope to give it a lot of attention. I currently have this motif, these motifs, part of this motif, and then I started her and I've only done maybe part of the dress. So I would love to finish this motif, finish her, and then continue on down. I don't know that I could get all the way to the bottom, but I do hope to give it a lot of attention this year because it is quite a large project. I believe it is my largest project. It has around 35,000 stitches. So this is slated to come out in November. Oh, this is Foxglove. Oh, and I started the Nutcracker 2021 during my birthday week, so September of 2021. This is Foxglove. I believe I started Foxglove on my birthday in 2021. In 2021, I did like 5 birthday starts, and I'm pretty sure these are the last 2. I've either finished or abandoned the rest. Foxglove by Nora Corbett, and I did work on it this year. I believe back in, for Mira May, I worked on it. And I am almost done with this dress. Like, the whole dress is done, except for this very darkest color in the bust. There's like maybe 100 to 125 stitches of that color, and then the dress is done. So the next time I pull it out, we'll be finishing the dress and starting on the wings and skin and all that good stuff. I'll be really excited to not be working in the dress anymore. So yeah, worked on it this year and I really love it. It's one of my favorite pieces. I get really sucked into it whenever I work on it. This is Modern Folk Embroidery Spirits of the Dead, but I am doing the inverted version. So my piece is on sort of like a charcoal gray or like chalkboard gray. And then all of the stitches are white. Well, they're Ecru by DMC. And so basically, instead of stitching the vase and this like, you know, shape here and this vase, I stitched all the background. So the vase and the bones and the skull and all that are like made out of the negative, well, this background piece is made out of negative stitching. Stitch the bones, stitch the skulls, or the skull. And as of the last time I worked on it, which was in October last year, I have the entire top band done. So this year, when I work on it in October, I will get to, I'm gonna bring borders down because my fabric is just a little questionable. And then I'll start working, so I'll probably go to this side and bring this border down, and then I'll start working on the words. And we'll see how far I get. I mean, words do stitch up pretty quick, so it would be nice if I could get the whole quote done. But I mean, I would also like to get the borders done too, so we'll see. Push come to shove, I'm gonna leave this off, this here. And I also may, even though mine is inverted, it's still charted to do whole stitches, like to make the year and the name be negative space. I may just flip that, so that I'm not like doing all those stitches. It would be faster to just stitch the year and the name without doing the full coverage part. So this will come out in October. This is Moonglow by Nora Corbett. I worked on this in May, and as of right now, I think that I'm done with, I think I finished both plants and all of her hair and flowers in her hair and moon and stars. I'm pretty sure all the whole stitches from here up are done, and I think the only whole stitches I have left is this blanket, so that's not bad. I'm pretty sure I did her, if there's whole stitches in the tattoos or the marks, I think I did those too. So I'm pretty sure it's just the blanket and then the back stitch left, and then the beading, of course. So yeah, worked on her in May. Oh, when did I start all these? So this one, I'm pretty sure I started in October of 2021 as well, because I worked on it in 21, 22, and 23, yes. This, however, I believe I started in August of 2022. Yeah, pretty sure August of 2022. Okay, so now let's just go with when we started it first. I started this piece in September of 2022 because this was my one of my 2 charts that I got at Pacific Northwest Stitch Summit. That was my first retreat, and this is called Our Home in the Forest, I believe, by The Blue Flower. And as of right now, I just picked it up to start working on it, but basically I have the top part of the waterfall and mountain done, and I have the bridge done, and then like half of the waterfall. So that's my starting point on it right now. So if I'm gonna put this video out before I am done working on it, so there won't be any stitches added to it as of right now, but it is my active current whip right now, so working on it at this moment. This is Beachcomber by Lindy Stitches. I also received this at Pacific Northwest Stitch Summit 2022, and I started it in September of 2022 when I got home. I was gonna start this one at the retreat, but I could not work on the linen that was provided, but I could work on the linen for the other one, so that's why I started the other one first. Have not worked on this yet, but it'll probably be the next thing that I work on after I put down Our Home in the Woods, or Our Home in the Forest. And right now I have almost this whole top done. I have like that starfish, those little berries, this border, and some of those top doodads left to do, but the whale is done. And so what I want to do is complete the top, get that all done, and then maybe prep the box in the center to take this to Penwith with me. So it will be coming out soon for sure. And we'll hopefully, between getting the top done and prepping it for Penwith and then taking it to Penwith, hopefully I will get a good chunk done. So it'll get worked on in August and September. Okay, this is What Remains by Blackbird Designs. I started it in January of 2023. I started this piece in like honor or remembrance of my grandmother who passed away in 2013 due to mesothelioma. And I hope I've already worked on it this year, so I'll put on the screen how many stitches that I added. But I am gonna pull it out again in September. I usually pull it out twice a year for the anniversary of her birthday and the anniversary of when she died. And so those are January and September. And so I want to pull it out in September. I have about 1,500 stitches left, so I probably could finish it in September. But what I would rather do is, and actually part of what's left, so my markup recognizes this whole row down here as like individual stitches, but these are satin stitches, so they are going to fly. So what I would like to do instead of finishing it in September is probably do 12 or 1,300 stitches, and then it'll be primed to finish it on her. I would like to finish it on her birthday, which would be January 17th of next year. So I am really excited. And I'm really excited that a piece I feel like this is pretty big. I don't know exactly how many stitches are in it because I didn't look when I was checking, but it's fairly substantial. And so I will have finished it in 2 years. And I think that's pretty good for me. I do get pretty into it when I start working on it. So quote unquote, all I have left is this flower and bird, some of this pink border, and then probably like a decent chunk of the pink and green border. And then I have all these birds and the year and the satin stitches to do. I also want to work in her initials somewhere, and I'm changing the year to the year she was born. So yeah, like I said, worked on it in January. We'll pull it out again in September and hope to finish it in January of 2025. This is one of the 4 charts from Spring Lilacs from Caroline Manning. I worked on it in May for Manning May, and I'm pretty sure that I'm like 60-something% done. I feel pretty confident I'm over 50%, but I have no immediate plans to finish this. I'll work on it again for Manning May next year, or if I get inspired, because, you know, I'm doing Caroline Manning for my round robin this year with Megan and Mandy and Michelle. But no immediate plans to finish this. It could take me until May of 2026, which would be kind of tragic because it's not that big, but we'll see. Oops, I keep tapping instead of swiping. This is Move Forward in Love by Modern Folk Embroidery. I worked on this in June. Pretty sure I started it, Spring Lilacs, I think I started in May of 2023. And this I started in June of 2023, and I worked on it that June, and I worked on it this June. And I did add made significant progress, but I don't really remember what percentage I'm at. But like I said, I'll have put how many stitches I added and what percentage I'm at on the screen. Okay, this piece is My Home in the Garden by Hello from Liz Matthews. Apparently we gotta get closer for it to focus. I started this in September of 2023. It was my birthday start last year, and I just finished it being my active whip. So I added 2,913 stitches. I took it from 14% complete to 33% complete. It being a third done feels really good. That feels really nice. Yeah, but I decided to put it away. I am working on this row of flowers and this row of letters. So the next time I pick it up, my goal will be to finish those 2 flowers, finish those 3 letters, and bring the border down on the side as far as I can tolerate. And then start working on the last row of flowers and letters. That bottom is gonna take a minute. But yeah, I've officially nicknamed it the prettiest damn thing I've ever stitched. This is Sleepy Hollow by the Witchy Stitcher, I believe, pretty sure. I started it in October of 2023, and as of right now, I haven't worked on it this year. I will be pulling this out in October, and right now I have the Legend of Sleepy Hollow and all those bats stitched, but I didn't stitch, there's a moon behind a hollow, and I haven't stitched that yet. So yeah, when I pull this out in October, I'll probably do the moon and then start these little like branchy things. Yeah. This is The Night Before Christmas by Caroline Manning. This is my round robin piece. So I started this in December of 2023 because I made it a Christmas Day start, and I did my quarter of it, but I'm considering this project 50% complete because what I'm doing is I did my quarter and I called it 25% complete. And then when I got Mandy's piece, I stitched my quarter of Mandy's piece. So I called it, now I'm calling it 50% complete. So every time I do a quarter of somebody's project, I am calling my own WIP 25 or 50 or 75 or 100% complete. And the plan is to be done with these by the end of the year, but maybe like February, March, or April, but it won't. We're being pretty relaxed, but also like we're all really good about like busting them out when we work on them. So it'll be good, and I'll have it back probably shortly after the new year. So yeah, and then we're getting close. This is, obviously don't really have a picture of the full piece because it's a 12-month stitch along, but this is Stitch for Pride 2024. I started it in January of this year. I have worked on it all year. Every month I've done my drop, except for August. Haven't done that yet. It's only August 4th right now. I do plan to keep up with this, so this will be a finish this year, which will be great. That'll take a WIP off my list. And I've been really enjoying this piece. This is called Stitch Together. It's by Tiny Modernist, and this was the piece that I got for Stitch North. And as of right now, so I have worked on it this year, but I do plan to get it out again either in August or September. I need to do these buttons. I need to do the little hoop as the O. I need to do the T, the whole word stitch, and then I want to do the spools. And then I'm going to see if I'm happy. I think that would make a nice little pillow. I don't know if I want to stitch the flowers. So this could be a super easy finish. There, that looks better. This could be a super easy finish. So if I get it out again, I could maybe finish it, which would be great. And even if I did stitch the flowers, this is not a very big piece. It's only about 2,000 stitches. And I started it in April of 2024 at Stitch North. This is called the 9-Banded Pride Sampler. It is by the Craft Experimentalist. I started this in June of 2024, and so I have already worked on it this year. I am only, I believe, 9% of the way done. I did not get as far as I would have liked with it, but I don't think it'll come out again this year. This is Coffee and Eggs by the Artsy Housewife. I just started this in July of 2024, and right now I just have this branch and the 4 leaves done. I am going to bring this out again. I would like to bring it out in August and outline the big eggs, And then I would like to take it to Pinwis and fill in the eggs and maybe do the rainbow. So, and I would like to try to work on this on a fairly regular basis because it is going to be a gift for my aunt and I don't want it to take me 8 years to do. So I'm gonna try to work on it every 1 to 2 months. This is my last active whip. This is called Queen of Everything. It is by Pickle Barrel Designs, and I just started it in July of this year. So I have worked on it this year already, but I will be pulling this out again in November. I will be working on this during like sort of election week to channel my stress and anxiety into this piece. And then I do plan, so here's the plan. Either I will be finishing it on January 20th when Kamala Harris is inaugurated, our next president of the United States, or I will probably be abandoning it because I will be too upset with the situation to continue working on it. So that's the plan with this one. It will be done one way or the other by January 20th of next year. So that means that I have, let me go back to the screen with all the pictures. That means I have immediate plans to finish 1, 2, 3, 4. I feel like I can have 4 finishes by January of 2025. That would be my my election piece, my Stitch for Pride, my Stitch Together, and where is it? What Remains is Love. So yeah, those are my whips as they sit right now. At the beginning of 2025, like the first week, I will do a full-on whip parade where I actually show the whips and tell you how many stitches I put into them in 2024. And yeah, so all right, that's everything for now. Thanks so much for watching, liking, commenting, subscribing, all that good stuff. I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.